Well, today was a really nice day. You know, with the it was nice and windy, flat water. Committee did a really nice job of predicting the sea state and the wind velocity, and sent us on a really nice course around the island.
We had a fantastic day. We had the best crew ever, and we are winning today. You know, we are the champions today. But we lost the spinnaker, but this doesn't matter. We will solve the problem, and tomorrow we will be back again and we'll win again, hopefully. You know.
The chief of the sailing squad, the chief man, is Victor Kovalenko, the medal maker. Now, Victor, it's 155 days out. So how are we progressing?
We are almost ready. The Olympic Games will start tomorrow. We are ready. And now is the time to make a final things for preparation. We have only 5 big competitions left, like couple World Cups, European Championship, couple World Championships in different classes, and then we are on the final line. We are coming to Rio almost every month, some of our classes. Like we've done a lot of regattas in Rio and familiar with conditions. So we are spending our government money not for nothing. We are working very hard to make every cent working for them.
So you've picked 3 teams?
Yes, 3 teams already picked up. They have a lot of shoulders, a lot of stars on their shoulders. They are 2 of them. They are world champions and Olympic champions, many times world champions and once Olympic champions. We have also a new team, Jason and Lisa. They were winners of couple regattas, and they were also medalists of the World Championship. And their progression very steep, and probably they will bring us medal as well.
So what's left? Which teams are left to pick?
We have a laser class, which is very competitive. They have big competition between 2 sailors, between Tom and Matthew, and I hope one of them will make the final step, and most of them, they are potential, because most of them, they are number 1 and number 2 in world ranking list, and so it's very difficult to pick up one of them.
So what about the venue? Tell us about what's happening there. What's about?
It's very, very difficult place to sail. We have very tricky winds, extremely tricky currents. Currents could be, we call this one unidirection, like in 150 meters you can meet 3 currents. One is moving this way, one is moving another way, one is that way, so it's like an interesting place to sail. And with all of these, if we have a bigger rains, we have all of this water is very polluted, a lot of rubbish and a lot of...
Well, what's it, not the hills and the
Absolutely,
hills,
absolutely.
yes.
But I would say 92% of Australians never seen such dirty water in their lives, because every day they can see beautiful ocean. When you said to Australians ocean, in their mind immediately crystal clear water and beautiful reflection in the water, and say, oh, this is Australia. Ocean, it means Australia. But if you see the water inside of Bay in Rio, it's completely different. You have a chance to get sick, you have a chance to be slow, because you get something on your coils in the water, and this makes our job much more difficult.
Well, talking about getting sick, what about, are you doing anything to combat the Zika virus, that's the mosquitoes?
I'm not worried about Zika virus. We have a lot of other viruses around and in the water, and Blackmore's company help us a lot in this direction. They are trying and they're working hard to protect us, but Zika virus is probably more dangerous in summertime because a lot of mosquitoes are there, but winter time it's not a lot of mosquitoes. I'm not worried about Zika virus.
So are you making any predictions about the success of the team at in Rio?
I can tell you that we are ready, but predictions is very difficult to say. We have a chance to get the medals in 4 classes. So predictions, this is business of our manager, team director.
Well, we wish you all the best.
Coach, my job to make the medals.
Indeed. Well, we wish you all the best in your getting the medals.
Thank you very much. And
Thank
thank
you.
you for your support of our team. And thank you for making us visible.
The Clipper race fleet has been hit by a vicious storm as it closes in on its next destination in China. This latest stage in the global series is the Sailing City Qingdao Cup and sees the leaders now less than 100 miles from the finish line, currently being battered by storms in the East China Sea north of Shanghai. It's been a particularly testing time with heavy upwind conditions and northeasterly storm force winds of up to 50 knots, gusting in excess of 70 knots with a very rough sea state. The teams have remained resilient despite being battered in the shallow waters approaching the Yellow Sea. Northern Irish entry Londonderry Dare is holding onto a tight lead ahead of Garmin. The two teams have been competing for additional bonus points in an ocean sprint and a scoring gate. Garmin completed the ocean sprint first.
The ocean sprint is over! Woo! As we whimper to an end. Flop over the line.
I'm pretty confident about our ocean sprint placing. We had a good run. We covered the mileage very quickly. The wind was in our favour. Our chances are good. The main competition really is going to be from Derry, who are in the ocean sprint right now. They've also got the same conditions that we have. The rest of the fleet behind probably will get lighter winds, lighter headwinds as well, so it's going to be almost guaranteed to be a slower process for them. So yeah, fingers crossed it's a good one. I'll be very happy if we get it.
The Londonderry Dare pulled off the fastest time in the sprint from under Garmin's nose and was also first through the scoring gate too to clinch 5 extra points in total. If they take line honours too, they'll take a maximum 17 points from this race to contend for the overall lead in the series. The latest positions show how the teams have had to tack into the wind, creating a zigzag trail to make any meaningful progress towards Qingdao. The teams will be pleased to reach dry land after enduring such difficult conditions in plummeting temperatures, as well as the traditional warm ceremonial welcome that awaits these warriors of the sea.
Welcome to the New York Yacht Club, where we celebrate sailing. It's the 2015 Rolex Yachtsman and Yachtswoman of the Year ceremony. What an outstanding performance by Annie Hager, who excelled in the 470 class internationally. And veteran sailor Steve Benjamin won at every level of the sport in boats big and small.
Today, we recognize and applaud 2 great American sailors for their outstanding performance in 2015, Steve Benjamin and Annie Hager. This year's recipients join a very special part of sailing history that involves world champions, Olympic greats, America's Cup legends, and other extraordinary American sailors.
The 470 usually takes a lot of years to get to the top in the 470. The class is full with returning Olympic and world champions, and I didn't want to dampen their enthusiasm. But so that's where, their quick rise to the top of this class is incredibly impressive. And they truly deserve the recognition of this Rolex Award because of their strong results last year. And to win the test event in Rio, one team per country against the top in the world, that is an awesome achievement. And without any more stories, I would like to present the newest Yachtswoman of the Year, Annie Hager.
Well done, you've done a fantastic job, and I'm sure it's been thanks to your friends and your family and the whole support team, which is great. You can cry now, well done. Congratulations.
My path so far has been filled with so much love and determination. I am the luckiest girl in the entire world. My early development was a pathway to my future success. Morals and values instilled on me sailing into the IOIA have morphed me in the sailor that I am today. Let's keep supporting our youth sailors, not only through our words, but also through our actions, and help them to develop an unbreakable love for this sport. Thank you to Rolex for this award, and congrats to Steve Benjamin, local 470 guy. And this award, I'm not representing myself, but all the teams I am part of. U.S. Sailing Team Sperry, Lake Beulah, and the IOIA, Boston College, and most importantly, Team Hager Bravantia. Although we are only receiving one watch for our accomplishments this year, 2 summers will be handed out after the medal race in Rio. And Bree, I cannot wait to be singing the Star Spangled Banner as loud as I can in your ear, even if it makes your ears bleed. Once again, thank you to all who have come here and support me, and thank you to Rolex for this incredible honor.
It's interesting that the circle of life brings us back to this moment 33 years later, and the opportunity to introduce a fierce competitor, an innovator in our sport, and a mentor. 2015 Yachtsman of the Year, Steve Benjamin.
For me, a veteran sailor, I hope that I can wear the watch proudly and make a small contribution. Perhaps Brad Reed with Sail Newport said it the best, and I quote, "Sailing builds self-reliance, independence, and self-esteem in children and adults. The healthy outdoor sport connects people to nature and promotes happiness and healthy living. People of all ages benefit from the sense of freedom and exhilaration while navigating through wind, water, and waves." And I might add, the wind is free. In closing, I'd like to once again thank Rolex for their incredible support of sailing and join all of you in celebrating today. Thank you very much.
Well, it's a great day. Obviously, we are opening our base here in Bermuda. We worked here for a while now, but this is official opening ceremony. So the team is in place, and now we're going to stay here until the Cup and possibly beyond. Well, I mean, it is as good as it gets. I mean, these surroundings, the bay here with its water, the colors, the wind conditions, sailing doesn't get better than here.
So tonight is our official base launch, showing the rest of Bermuda and the world, I guess, our new base here on Morgan's Point in Bermuda. The progress has been amazing. I mean, when we arrived, we had a basic shell of a structure and some containers, and the progress has been unbelievable. Every week there's been new parts coming online and things moving around. I think it was impressive for the guys who competed in Oman recently, because there was a massive sort of final push, and they came back and the whole base is completed. I think they were really amazed with the transformation. It was a conscious decision to come early. I think a lot of background with Olympic sailing and everyone's different sort of individual campaigns, they know the value of getting to a venue early and learning the venue. So we're operating a pretty flat structure, and we're trying to be all on the same level. So we've got the shore sort of set up where the boats are kept and maintained, and then we've got a design office down in the bottom corner as well. So we can have a good interaction between shore guys and designers, so that people can just come off the floor, come and chat to a designer, or a designer can go onto the floor and see the boat. And I think it's important to have those kind of interactions rather than separate offices, and it's hard to find people. So we've got that low down sort of footprint for the boats and the offices. And then around the outside we've used our existing container sort of infrastructure, where we've got sort of machine shop and rigging containers and electronics containers, and a number of existing assets have effectively been bolted around the outside. So while you're inside, it just looks like there's another door to another room. It's actually a 40-foot container plugged on the outside, and it's quite a nice way to sort of plug in that infrastructure, because the whole base actually, if we wanted to take it somewhere, we can pack up the whole base into a lot of 40-foot containers, but we can actually take it away. So the whole base is quite modular in that aspect.
Welcome all the Hong Kong sailors, and particularly all the overseas sailors, to our event.
It's Hong Kong's annual race week. The International Dinghy Regatta is well known for attracting a solid lineup, and this year proved its most competitive, with a record 225 entries representing 13 nations.
I think it's fantastic. We set out 2 years ago to create an event with some international standing, and year after year we've been managing to increase the number of overseas entries, and I'm very pleased, particularly the scale of entry we've got from China and from India.
Sailors of all ages competed in the 4-day event, with 10 classes on offer, from the 29ers, the 420s, 470s, the windsurfers, the lasers, the optimists, and sailability in their 2.4s. The Hong Kong Sailing Federation and the Royal Hong Kong Yacht Club organised the competition, with Middle Island playing host to the event. 5 racetracks were spread out along the island's spectacular south coast, with the bigger boats travelling the longer distances.
Well, I'm hoping to get into the medal race. That's my goal, and then I just want to do as well as I can from there.
I think my goal is to get top 5, hopefully. Top 3 maybe is best for me, so I hope to do well in this regatta.
The largest fleet in this year's event was the Optimist Dinghy class, with 110 entries. Most are from Hong Kong and China, but also competing are junior sailors from Australia, Thailand, India, Indonesia, and as far away as Bulgaria, Turkey and the United Kingdom.
The Chinese tacks are brilliant, and so
their tactics are also great.
Their tactics are also brilliant, so it's going to be very hard to beat them.
I know China looks to be quite good competition.
There's going to be huge competition in the middle of the fleet, and at the front of the fleet there are definitely kids who will be fancying their chances at some point of being Olympians and potentially, world champions as well.
But not everyone is a budding Olympian just yet. The Green Optimists class saw some newcomers to the sport, with this race their first taste of real competition.
They may never have been on a starting line before, they may be completely new to the racing rules, and we give them an opportunity to learn in a casual environment where hopefully they have a really good time and come away knowing how to race.
While competitors were racing offshore, on land the event was delivering some strong environmental messages to all involved. Hong Kong Race Week aims to achieve Clean Regatta Bronze certification. No bottled water was sold, and the organisers proudly promoted the protection of sharks.
We've been partners for a long time with the Royal Hong Kong Yacht Club. They have a sustainable seafood menu, and they're strong proponents of no shark fin soup.
But it was on the water where all the action was. While the event began with little breeze, it ended with sustained winds of up to 25 knots, right on the wind limit for many of the classes. Those competing experienced some good racing in very strong conditions, which made for some tough tactical decisions and delivered some memorable moments, particularly for the windsurfers.
Obviously when you're planing, you're in another world, so it's the best sensation you can feel.
The windsurfer guys, they were fantastic, because I came in and I said to them, look, it's blowing 28 knots, what do you want to do? And they said, well, let's go, what are we waiting for? And they loved it.
The windy conditions tested the all-round skills of sailors in every class. For 13-year-old Li Chen from China, his efforts paid off, taking first place in one of the most competitive events, the Optimists.
我很喜欢香港，这次比赛挺好玩的，然后我也是第一次来香港。
As well as individual class victories, junior sailing had its own win, with Far East Boats donating one of its own charter boats in support of local sailors. And organisers proudly presented it to the Hong Kong Schools Sailing Association in a bid to build and strengthen the future of sailing in Hong Kong.
We look forward to the launching ceremony.
Hong Kong Race Week is considered a top-level event in this region, and 2016 delivered yet another successful regatta. Not only is the racing first class, but it's also helping build the future of sailing, getting youngsters on the water to compete against some of the best.
It's always a lot of fun to race in Hong Kong. It's a nice regatta. We had like
really good time. It was really good events.
I would like to come back next year because there are always lots of overseas competitors.
What I really enjoy is that we're creating something here locally that gives the kids something to aspire to as they learn to sail. And the more of those sort of events that you can have, the more you can keep the kids in the sailing and the more they'll progress.
Jones firing off the top of the line.
Go, go, go. He's the main sheet off, main sheet off.
Whoa, Taylor Canfield is going to put it over. No, they got it back. Wow.